My parents stood in court, insisting that I pay child support for the child my husband and sister had together. The court will side with us. She's just jealous, my sister said, clutching my husband's hand. I simply smiled and replied, I don't need to prove my innocence. I just need to show that they're guilty, too. DNA doesn't lie. Hey, Reddit, I never thought my life would come to this. Standing in a courtroom, looking across at my husband and sister, holding hands like they were the victims. I never thought my parents would be sitting behind them, glaring at me like I had ruined the family. I never imagined a judge would read a petition demanding that I, the betrayed wife, should pay child support for a baby my husband and sister supposedly had together. You'd think I would be the one crying or shaking or screaming, but no. My sister had tears in her eyes and played the innocent role. My husband trembled like a scared child, and my parents looked almost proud. As for me, I was calm, very calm, because I knew something they didn't. 2 months earlier, my world had shattered. My sister, Danielle, knocked on my door at 9 p.m., holding a pregnancy test and crying loudly enough to wake the neighbors. I'm pregnant, she sobbed. I hugged her, genuinely happy for her, until she added, and I think it's his. I pulled back. Whose? She didn't say a word, just looked at my husband. He couldn't meet my gaze. That was the moment everything changed. I remember my voice cracking. Adam, tell me she's lying. He whispered, I'm sorry. I kicked them both out that night, but the betrayal didn't stop there. 2 days later, my parents barged into my house without knocking. My mother crossed her arms. You need to take responsibility for what? I asked. For this baby. My father snapped. You've always been jealous of your sister. You pushed her into Adam's arms. I let out a broken laugh. You think I caused them to cheat? My mother scoffed. Danielle was vulnerable, and Adam is practically part of our family. You never treated him right. My father added, You're cold, busy, and difficult. What happened is your fault. I stared at them like they were strangers. Then my mother said the one sentence I would never forget. This family chooses the baby. That's when I realized I no longer had a family. A week later, I received a legal notice. Adam and Danielle, backed by my parents, were taking me to court for child support. Their argument claimed I was emotionally abusive. I pushed Adam away and owed it to the baby to help financially since my husband had no job. I sat there reading the papers, trembling with disbelief, not because they betrayed me, but because they were foolish enough to think they'd win. When I walked into the courtroom, heads turned. My sister was dressed in white like she was the Virgin Mary. My husband wore a sad expression, as if someone had forced him into this. My parents glared at me like I was the villain. The judge entered, we stood, and the proceedings began. My sister immediately started sobbing. Your Honor, she said, her voice shaking. My sister is bitter. She hates that Adam and I found love. I actually choked out a laugh. The judge looked at me. Ma'am, please control yourself. I nodded. Sorry, Your Honor. It's just fascinating fiction. My sister shot me a venomous glare. Adam and I didn't mean for this to happen, but we want the baby to be surrounded by love. My mother nodded from behind them, and my father added loudly, Exactly. She's always resented Danielle. She doesn't deserve to raise that baby or support it. My jaw tightened. Support it? The baby doesn't belong to me. The court hadn't even checked if Adam was the father, but my parents were convinced. Danielle was convinced. Adam looked too scared to say otherwise. The judge turned to Adam. Sir, do you claim paternity? Adam stared at the table and whispered, Yes. A gasp rippled through the courtroom. My breath froze, not because I believed him, but because of what I knew next. The judge looked at me. Ma'am, you may state your response. I smiled, calm and steady. Your Honor, I don't need to prove my innocence. I glanced at Danielle, then Adam, then my parents who were sitting proudly behind them. I just need to prove that they are guilty, too. Danielle's jaw dropped. Adam's eyes widened. My mother shook her head violently. My father muttered, She's bluffing. The judge leaned forward. What do you mean by guilty? I folded my hands on the table. Your Honor, before this case continues, I request the court order a DNA test. Danielle burst out laughing. Go ahead. Adam is the father. The court will see the truth. My husband nodded slightly, terrified. My parents looked smug. I smiled wider. Perfect, I said softly. Because DNA doesn't lie. Suddenly, their confidence started to crack. My sister stiffened. My mother leaned forward. What are you doing? She hissed. I tilted my head innocently. Nothing. Just proving the truth everyone thinks they already know. The judge asked, Do you have reason to believe Adam is not the father? I locked eyes with Danielle, then Adam. Oh, yes, I said. Very good reason. The judge nodded. Then the court will require a DNA test before any ruling. Danielle stood up, panicked. No, we don't need that. Adam's voice cracked. Your Honor, is that really necessary? My father shouted, She's trying to trick you. My mother cried, This is manipulation. But the judge raised his hand. Silence. He ordered the test. Bang. Danielle sank into her chair, her face drained of color. Adam looked like he might vomit. My parents appeared horrified. And me. I just sat back and whispered. This is only the beginning. The DNA test was scheduled for the following week. 7 days, 7 tense days. Not a single message from Adam, not one apology from Danielle, just angry texts from my parents saying, Drop this. Don't embarrass your sister. Adam, I asked the father, stop making this harder. I didn't reply because I didn't need to defend myself. The truth was coming, and truth doesn't need permission. When I arrived at the testing center, they were already there. Danielle sat with her arms crossed, nervously bouncing her foot. Adam looked like he hadn't slept in days. My parents stood close to them, glaring at me like I had ruined Christmas. The nurse called out, Danielle Carter, Adam Carter, Mrs. Collins. My sister stood first. My last name is Carter now, she declared proudly. I raised an eyebrow. You got married? She smirked. Not yet, but soon after the baby comes. My parents smiled. Adam didn't. He completely avoided eye contact. The nurse took samples from Danielle and the baby first. When it was Adam's turn, he hesitated. Do we have to do this? He asked the nurse quietly. She replied, It's court-ordered. He swallowed, his jaw shaking. My parents looked nervous, too. My mother whispered sharply, Adam, stop acting guilty. Just do it. I smiled. He did it. And then it was done. Results in 48 hours. Those 2 days were a silent battlefield. Danielle posted pictures online of herself rubbing her belly with captions like, Can't wait to meet our perfect little blessing. My mother commented with hearts. Adam didn't comment at all. My father kept calling to lecture me. You should support them. They're starting a family. You're bitter and jealous. I let him speak. Every insult, every lie, every accusation, because soon he'd choke on all of them. The courtroom was packed. Everyone expected me to be humiliated today. My sister walked in wearing a maternity dress and fake innocence. Adam followed behind her like a ghost. My parents smiled when they saw me, ready to apologize. My mom whispered something, but I didn't respond. The judge walked in. We stood. He lifted a sealed envelope, the DNA results. Danielle clutched Adam's hand. My father whispered, It's okay, sweetheart. Mommy's here. The judge adjusted his glasses. Before the court proceeds with a petition for child support, we will review the DNA results. Danielle grinned at me. My mom smirked. Adam swallowed hard. My dad puffed out his chest. The judge opened the envelope, reading silently for a moment. My stomach didn't drop. Theirs did. I saw it happen, a physical shift. The judge cleared his throat. According to this test, Danielle squeezed Adam's hand. Adam Carter is. She leaned forward, smiling. Everyone held their breath. Not the biological father. The room erupted. Danielle jumped to her feet. That's impossible, she screamed. My mother yelled, Retest it. It's wrong. My father pointed at the judge. You're lying. The judge slammed the gavel. Order! My sister shook violently. No. Adam is the father. He has to be. Adam looked like he'd just been freed from a prison he never wanted to enter. He exhaled for the first time in months. I told you, he whispered. I turned to him. You knew. He shook his head numbly. I suspected she was cheating on me, too. I just didn't know how to tell you. My parents stared at him like he had stabbed them. The judge continued louder, The DNA conclusively proves Adam Carter is not the father. Therefore, the petition for child support is dismissed. My sister screamed, "No! She did this. She manipulated the test." I raised an eyebrow. "Danielle, you chose the clinic." She froze. "And Mom booked the appointment," I added calmly. My mother stammered, She must have gone to someone else." The judge frowned. "Ma'am, this is a federally certified lab." Danielle collapsed into her chair. Adam whispered, "So, who's the father?" Danielle sobbed hysterically. My father shouted, "Don't answer that. Don't you dare." The judge lifted his hand again. "Silence, or you'll be removed." The judge turned to me. "Mrs. Collins, do you wish to add anything before we conclude?" I stood. "Yes, Your Honor." I held up a folder. I anticipated resistance, so I did my own digging. Danielle looked terrified. My mom whispered, No, please." I handed the folder to the bailiff. Inside were heavy check marks, phone records, text messages, photos, hotel receipts, and a paternity test from another man. The judge raised his eyebrows, and my sister's face went white. "Your Honor," I said calmly, "Danielle was cheating on Adam with 3 different men." Gasps filled the courtroom. Adam covered his face with his hands. My mom sobbed. My dad looked like he might faint. I continued, my voice steady, "And the actual father of her baby is a married man who has already filed a restraining order against her." The judge blinked. "Is this verified?" "Yes, Your Honor." Danielle screamed, "You ruined my life." I smiled softly. "No, Danielle. You ruined mine. I just returned the favor with the truth." As I walked out of the courtroom, Adam approached me. "I don't expect forgiveness," he whispered, "but thank you for exposing the truth." I nodded. "We're done, Adam. But I hope you rebuild." He nodded. My parents rushed after me, desperate. "You can't leave us like this," my mom cried. "You destroyed your sister," my dad shouted. I stopped at the courthouse door and turned back. "No, I destroyed your lies." Then I stepped outside into the sunlight. Free. Finally.